This episode features Mothers Against Drunk Driving, also known as MADD, the nation's largest nonprofit working to protect families from drunk driving and underage drinking.
Most people don't realize that the impairment level is so slight from, 0.08. They don't realize at the time that they are in danger. And most people don't feel that they are impaired, so they don't think it's an issue to drive. Until it really hits home and you become a victim or you are an offender, that's when you start dealing with the, oh my gosh.
He was hanging out at the beach one day and hanging out with some friends right here in Sacramento. And they were going to stay there, and somebody else told them to let's take off and go back to our house. So they all jumped into a car. The car was actually overloaded. Matt, there was 2 kids in the car, so Matt said, well, you know what, I'll jump in the trunk, because they had 8 people in a 5-seater car. So he hopped in the back of the trunk. They were only going to go a few miles from where they were at. No freeway, just all back roads. The driver started screwing around and decided to jump on the freeway. And when he got onto the freeway, and he shot across 3 lanes of traffic, and he lost control of the car. And the car went back across those 3 lanes, hit a guardrail, and went into a spin. When it went into a spin, Matt got ejected out of the back of the car, and it was thrown over the overpass of the freeway. And he died instantly. He was thrown about 150 feet and about a 75-foot drop off the freeway. He was only 19 years old, and his life was just basically started. And we got a phone call on that morning from one of his friends who had said she had heard something about it, and it was like one of the toughest things to go through, learning that your 19-year-old son was gone. And you're kind of in a fog, and you don't know how to act and how to react to it. You don't know what's normal, what's not normal. Losing a parent and stuff like that, I've lost both my parents, and it was a lot different. But when you lose someone like that instantly, it's a whole different feeling, something that nobody should ever have to go through.
Matt's mission is to stop drunk driving, support the victims of this violent crime, and to prevent underage drinking. Our victim services are varied depending on what our victims need, but first of all, we provide information on community resources that can assist the victims in specific needs or emergency funding. We attend court with victims if they want to be involved in the judicial process. We have lots of grief material that help grief victims cope with the grief and the emotions of a DUI. We do have support groups in many of our offices here in Sacramento. We've had a support group for about 20 years that I facilitate. And we're just generally available to listen to the victims and help them move forward from the crash. I think the best way that you can fight against it is to have a designated driver plan ahead, and every time you're going out or you're at home and you're having people over, you're consuming alcohol, that you really set up a safe ride home. Make sure that you have the designated drivers, honor that, and or stay at home where you are. Have your friends stay with you. Most people don't realize now that we have a lot of drugged driving on our roads, where it's either prescription drugs or illegal drugs. And that also is a DUI. So it's really to plan ahead and be safe.
I wear this one every day. It's just kind of something that it reminds me of him, and it kind of it's right there in my heart, and I know that he's there with me all the time.
My daughter Jennifer was killed 24 years ago. Her picture is right there on the wall. And I do what I do in memory of her. I promised her 24 years ago that I would start to understand this society's problem and really work to make change. And so it has changed my life to a better.